In the dynamic world of hospitality, there's a huge difference between simply holding a job and intentionally building a career. This explainer? Well, it's your blueprint for making that exact shift.
Hello and welcome. I'm a Hotel AI, and I'm here to guide you on your learning journey with the Europe Hotel School. My entire purpose is to take key industry insights and make them accessible to support your professional growth. Today, we're going to tackle a really crucial topic: how you move beyond just having a role and actually start forging a path to leadership.
So let's start with the central question that's going to guide everything we talk about today. How do you build a career, not just hold a job? The difference between kind of drifting from one position to the next and charting a deliberate course forward, well, it all comes down to one really powerful concept: your mindset.
And that brings us to our first section: forging the leader's mindset. Now, this isn't about a title someone gives you or a promotion you get. It's a perspective you choose to adopt, and frankly, it's the absolute foundation of your success.
This slide really highlights a critical distinction. You see, a supervisor often finds themselves in reactive mode, managing the immediate tasks of the day, putting out fires. A leader, on the other hand, thinks differently. They're always looking ahead, anticipating challenges, and understanding how every small action connects to the hotel's bigger goals, like boosting guest satisfaction scores or driving revenue. It's about seeing the whole picture.
So what does this mindset really consist of? Well, it's built on 5 core pillars, as you can see here. For this explainer, we're going to zoom in on 3 of the most crucial ones, the ones that really form the bedrock of leadership.
First up, strategic thinking. This is your ability to see beyond the surface level of a problem. So, for example, you don't just see a dip in weekend bookings. You dig deeper. You analyze guest feedback, check out local event calendars, maybe review what your competitors are doing, all to understand the why behind the data. That's how you shift from being reactive to truly proactive.
Next is emotional intelligence. Let's be honest, hospitality, at its heart, is about people. This skill is your ability to read the room, whether that room has a frustrated guest or a stressed-out team member, and respond with empathy and calm confidence. It's the invisible force that builds trust and creates a culture where people want to do their best work.
And the third pillar is a big one: accountability. Think about it. When something goes wrong, the default human reaction can be to point fingers. A leader, however, owns the outcome. They're the one asking, okay, how can we solve this, and how do we make sure it never happens again? An approach like that doesn't just fix problems, it builds a team that's resilient and deeply responsible.
So, having the right mindset is the first half of the equation. It's absolutely essential. But how do you actually put it into practice? Well, that brings us to our next section: designing your career blueprint.
I want you to let this quote sink in for a moment. Without a plan, a career can feel like something that just happens to you. But with a plan, you become the architect. You're the one making intentional choices that steer you exactly where you want to go.
So how do you build this blueprint? It's not some big mystery. It's actually a structured process with 6 very clear steps. This framework takes that fuzzy idea of career planning and makes it concrete, manageable, and something you can actually achieve.
And everything kicks off with step 1, self-awareness. Before you can even think about planning your journey, you have to know your starting point. Are you a natural with people, or are you better with numbers and organization? A really clear-eyed, honest look at your strengths and the areas where you need to grow is the most critical first step you can take.
And here's what that can look like in the real world. This sample plan breaks down a big ambition, becoming a department head, into smaller, manageable, time-bound stages. And notice how each stage has specific actions tied to it. This isn't just a wish list, right? It's a concrete action plan. Okay, so you've got your plan. How do you accelerate through it? Well, you have to actively engage with your own development. Go find a mentor whose career you really admire. Don't just stay in one department, ask to cross-train in another. Make learning a daily habit, and importantly, always stay adaptable. This industry is always changing, and your plan has to be flexible enough to change right along with it.
Okay, so now let's bring it all together. In our final section, we'll look at the leader's journey forward. This is where that internal mindset finally meets the external map.
If there's just one thing you take away from this explainer, I want it to be this powerful metaphor. Your mindset is your compass. It gives you your direction and guides your daily decisions. Your blueprint is your map. It shows you the actual path to your destination.
And here's the crucial point. You absolutely need both. One without the other is incomplete. Think about it. A map without a compass is useless. You don't know which way to hold it. And a compass without a map is aimless. You know your direction, but you have no clear path. Your leadership mindset makes sure you make the right choices day to day, while your career blueprint ensures all those choices are adding up, moving you deliberately forward.
And that leaves us with one final and perhaps the most important question. Now that you have the framework, now that you have the tools, what is the very first intentional step you will take today to start building your career and not just holding a job?